today.
Cool. Okay, we're back online.
Yeah.
Okay, so, what did I miss?
What was the last thing you heard?
I heard Clive, it's the best you can really hope for.
Clive basically just stated that next time he'd go and bring Boone, so Tristan could see Boone.
And Maria decided that Tristan would like that.
Yes.
You guys have adopted a child.
We have.
A one-off child is now...
Maria's just like, I don't want this.
Okay.
What happens when you take like two good characters and make them feel bad?
Yeah.
Now they feel a sense of responsibility for this child that you left alone in the world, man.
She's trying to drift through unreality. How could you do this to her?
I mean, you should have learned with Kristoff.
I
Like,
should have. Anyway,
You always adopt the kid.
yeah, so you guys, the rest of you guys make your way back, and you spot Maria and Clive with the respectable distance between them, but still close enough to be companions. Yeah, and do you head over?
yeah, Navari heads over. Like,
Sybil, by the way, does not look dirty. Some point when they were coming back, that magic swirled around her again, and now she's beautiful.
I'm not gonna ask questions.
She magical girled?
Yeah.
magical girl to a dirt bag and back.
Yeah.
God.
Uh,
Oh man.
Alright, so,
Yeah.
yeah, you guys sit down, still relatively nearby. There's plenty of room at the table Clive's at. It's been a little bit. People have kind of cleared out. It is now early evening.
Navari, like, she slaps her hands down on the table, and she's like, she points at Maria, and she's like, and then she stops pointing, and she kind of looks at everyone, and she's like, all of you are really amazing. You know that, right? Like, what is that thing that you have? You pointed at rats, and they blew up.
My gun?
Is that what it is?
We had those back in where I was from, but they were kind of rare.
Hmm.
They were more for like rich folk.
I'm glad the rich folk I met never had one of those. That would have been bad news for me.
yeah, how common are guns in Sigil? Just
Uncommon, I'd say. Not super rare, not super common. They're not a status symbol, but most people wouldn't know how to use them.
Yeah.
Where silver's from?
Silver, in the mountains, they're non-existent. Closer to civilization, they exist, but they are fairly rare. No one really uses them too much. They're loud. The ammunition is not easy to come by, and they explode sometimes.
Okay. She's like, so how does it... Is it like... She's just sort of gesturing when she's talking. It's like... It's not like magic, is it?
No, it's a little complicated to explain. I ignite a powder that expels a bullet.
so. Where'd you learn how to shoot?
Where I was from.
You're not from around here?
Not always, no.
There's like advanced mathematics overlaid over Sybil's face.
The Sigil native is like, wait, people can come from somewhere else?
No, she's just like, what do you mean not always? You only come from one place.
I have been in Sigil for a long time.
Sybil just looks at her and she nods a couple times, like, yeah, that's about as much as I'm gonna get.
She's like, well, that thing is really neat. Never seen one of them before.
Thank you.
And you, and she looks at Sybil. She's like, all of that magic stuff you're doing, that's really cool. I didn't know you could do all of that. You said I was
Yeah,
the
I
magic
didn't
one.
know. I didn't know I could do all of that, so that's been interesting. But
Oh, so you
people like
didn't,
that sometimes.
you didn't know you could do it. How'd you do it then? Did it just like happen? I mean, I know what that's like. Believe me. Like, first time the deity let me do some shit, like, I was just like, whoa, what the fuck is that?
I'm sorry.
Sybil's just like, yeah, so does that ever, like, can you just, and she, like, holds out her hand and she shakes it a few times, and she's like, because sometimes I think I want to do something, or I'm not thinking that I want to do so, and, like, the more she shakes her hand, like, gold dust just starts falling from it, and she's like, see, like, I can kind of, I don't really get it. It's been like 8 hours since I've done this, so. And she shrugs like this should be way more amazing, but Sybil's just kind of rolling with it.
Navori's just like, well, actually, could she, I don't know. Navori doesn't know a lot about magic, right? Would she need to make an intelligence check to have any idea, like, how other magic works that's not divine? Like,
You can certainly try.
alrighty then. Here we go. Would that be like...
That'd be intelligence.
Okay, straight
Just
intelligence.
straight intelligence. I'm losing my voice
Nice.
again. Cool. No,
Yes, you are.
you're
A
just
fucking one.
you're just like
Yeah, she's like,
However,
that's really neat.
at this point, Chris and Jeremiah approach, and Chris goes, "Oh, fairy dust! I didn't know you could do that, Sybil."
Oh, is that
What
what
do
that
you
is?
mean?
Fairy
No,
dust.
it's just glitter.
No, watch. And she, like, shoots her arm out to the side, and just a puff of fairy dust shoots out.
Sybil's mouth opens and her eyes narrow.
Sybil, are you a
She's
fairy?
You don't look like any fairy I've
No,
ever seen.
she's not a fairy. She smells like human.
Yeah, I feel pretty human.
Anyway, what's up, my favorite scrubs?
We're your favorites already?
I think
Special.
she wants something.
Oh no, she's totally here for company, aren't you?
I mean, sort of. I came to tell you, like, about the armory and stuff, but, fine, hold on. Alright, scrubs,
no,
I'm here to tell you about the armory and the next part of your training as adventurers.
liked you
Wonderful.
before.
Wait, you're training us? I thought you were just coming along for that one.
No, that's not how this works. Until you have reached the higher rank, you have an elder blood that looks after you, and I am your
Not really tutorial level.
Jeremiah and I are the elder bloods for you fucking scrubs.
Navori
well,
kind of
that makes sense, I
leans over and is like,
She stumbled over the word fuck, by the way. Like, I didn't stumble, right?
yeah.
But it was like, fuck.
It's like, hey, you can just be yourself,
I can't.
Why not?
We know you're way more experienced than at least I do. Like, I read all about you in that book, right? You know the one, I'm sure.
Oh, okay. Well, if you've read about me, and she tosses her braid over her shoulder
Yeah.
dramatically, and as she does so, there's a puff of fairy dust off of her shoulder. Well, like I said, I'm here to introduce you to a friend of ours. And she gestures over to the side, and Cousin It himself is wandering over. And this is Dolane. He is the armorer for the Adventurers Guild.
Navori waves.
Hello.
Hello.
Nice to meet you too. I'm Dolane. I run the armory, as she said. It's got a fancier name, but we just call it the armory. right around the corner, we sell and purchase any goods that you adventurers could ever need.
Yeah.
What about rocks?
I'll buy rocks. Why not?
Hey,
Rocks are wonderful. You can throw them. You can load them into slings. You can rub them real hard, and there you rub them.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, you rub them and then you feel calm.
I feel like Mari's just sitting in the corner nodding.
I had to kill a mountain lion with a rock once.
Yeah, see, you can kill mountain lions with rocks. You can do anything with a rock. Well, now let me see these rocks.
Really shiny rocks to like. They have calming auras, whatever it is. Anyway.
You can enchant rocks. Now show me these rocks.
She takes out the gems and she places them on the table.
Oh, I can buy these. I mean, not right now, but you'd have to come by the armory. But I'll give you 7 gold apiece.
Sybil nods a couple times because she doesn't know what the fuck the cost of rocks is or if that's a good deal, and she takes them and she puts them back in her pocket.
Chris looks at you and gives you a deadpan look.
Sybil gives Chris a deadpan look.
Chris looks at... She looks at you, Navori, you, Dancer, and her gaze lingers on you, Cass, and she looks very disappointed.
I think we should probably haggle the price up.
Wait.
She just nods a few times solemnly.
I want at least 10 gold to each rock.
10 I can... You drive a hard bargain, but 10 I can do.
Per stone.
Per
Yeah.
stone.
No.
Yeah, that's what I said. Per
Okay,
each rock.
okay. Alright. I heard 10 gold per, like, total. It's like,
All of them.
What a
bargaining
bounty.
worse than it was before.
No, sir.
10 gold per. Be 60 gold total? Sound good? Sound good? Yeah, 60 gold it is.
70, there are 7 stones.
I thought Navori was keeping one.
Yeah, no,
Oh,
Navori
right.
has one. So
She's not getting rid of hers, man. It's-
Okay, yeah. That's it.
60 gold, going once, going twice, 60 gold. And he looks at the rocks and looks like he's about to grab them, and then, right, you gotta come to the armory.
Navori's looking at the rocks.
they're
I
in
don't-
Sybil's pocket.
Okay, never mind. She's not looking at the rocks. She's thinking.
Nobody
of
can
the
take the rocks and nobody can look at the rocks.
I'll go in pockets.
She kind of looks at Chris and she has this look like, and she sort of stage whispers. She's like, "Where can we find out good prices for the rocks?"
Chris just kind of... She's standing on the table. She hopped off Jeremiah by now. And she walks over to you, her nice red dress swishing around her ankles. She walks up to you, Navori, just gently puts a hand on your shoulder, and just shakes her head. And then walks away.
She's like, "Wow, what do I look
Mysterious.
like? Like a rock knowledge repository."
She looks over at you, Clive, and... Do you know how bartering works?
Well, I mean, where I come from, we usually barter with things, not just, money.
I mean, that can work too. Just never take the first offer. Promise me, Clive, promise me that you will not take the first offer given to you.
Well, yeah, that's basic haggling.
She looks over her shoulder at you, Sybil, and then
It's
looks
the
back
yes
to
and rule.
looks back to Clive. Thank you, Clive. Thank you.
Not a problem.
And she just leaves. She walks over to Jeremiah, hops on, and they just leave.
Can't take
I almost
these
thought we were
things for
getting
granted.
somewhere. Oh.
Dolane is just, the armory's next door. We're actually attached to the guild, if you want to come by.
We'll remember that. Thank you.
Yep. We don't sell much in the way of magic items, by the way. Gotta find other places for that.
Navori kind of blinks, like she wouldn't expect magic items to be sold. Like the fact that anyone's selling them and she has the opportunity to go there seems kind of foreign to her. But she's like, yeah, okay. Just blink and smile.
Okay. So, what do you guys do? It's now about nighttime.
Has Dolan walked away?
Yes.
Sybil's gonna remember that she found a flask and take it up.
Wait, what's she gonna do with it?
Oh, a vial. She's just gonna look at it. What's it? Can she rub two brain cells together and try to discern something?
Yeah, you can make a... make an investigation.
Is
Okay.
it visible? Can Navori stare
Yeah,
at
it's
it
in her
too?
hand.
I mean, yeah,
Alright.
all of you guys can if you'd like.
Let's all stare at the fucking thing.
That's pretty.
Intently.
What does it look like again?
Investigation?
It's just a small...
Oh, damn.
Yeah, it's just a vial, like
Natural
your
20.
standard vial with a bubbling red liquid inside of it. Navori, you instantly recognize because you've saved literal lives with it. It's a potion of healing.
Yeah, this is like, that's a healing potion right there. Think
Sybil
I'll bring
nods
it
a
back from the
couple of
brink
times.
if you're in danger. Had to use them on a few folk before.
Nice.
Huh.
I was kind of hoping it would be something cooler.
Well, you know, I mean, like, if we're going and nearly getting ourselves killed, it's pretty useful.
Yeah, I don't
Well,
think
there's a difference between useful and cool. Like a kitchen
You're right.
knife is useful.
I don't know.
I
But a
mean-
really fancy pair of boots is cool.
I think something that could keep me from bleeding to death's pretty
You know-
cool.
Honestly, I'd rather have the knife if I had a choice, really.
Sybil looks between the two of them.
But you're
And-
right.
She you get the feeling that she thinks you're both incredibly late.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah, Navori sort of pouts and is like, look, I could do a lot of cool things with a knife, right?
Clive either seems like he doesn't care or he's oblivious to it. Hard to tell which.
Sybil's like, I wonder what kind of places sell magic items.
Me too. Oh, well, you know, wonder if that nerd palace does that somewhere that isn't a library.
A what?
Jesus.
What's
Nerd
the
Palace.
official name of the nerd palace again?
The Menagerie Magisterial, and the Nerd Palace itself is the Magus Spire.
Yeah, like they're gonna say that. Come on.
The Nerd
I
Palace.
mean the Magus Spire.
Yeah.
You know,
Well, you were the one that said
I
that
like the nerd palace better, to
Right?
be completely honest, but...
I mean, you were the one that told me they sleep up in those little baby cradles up there.
Yeah, I mean, it's a weird place, but I wouldn't...
Sorry, I was like, baby cradles, what?
Yeah, I imagine the others are probably just like, what the fuck?
Yeah,
I mean,
Clive's
the
like,
baby cradles and the cry closet, but, they don't sell anything interesting, you know?
Clive's like
That
literally
place
like
is fucking
envisioning
huge.
a giant baby cradle.
Yeah, dancer too. She's just
Mine is just disassociating.
She's. I don't know what she's doing, but she's not listening anymore.
But that place goes so far up in the sky. I mean, there's a lot of library in there, but I don't think the whole thing's library, right?
I don't want to get fined again.
Well, again, no. I mean, I'm just saying they might sell magic shit in there.
but I want to pay for an experience. Atmosphere, pizzazz.
Navari just nods slowly, like, yeah, she gets it. Yeah, that's true enough. You know, I don't even know how far we would be getting in that nerd palace anyway, even if we want to. Though I do gotta go back eventually. Probably not. She has this look on her
Sybil.
face like,
Sybil gives Navori a look. Like,
Like-
her eyes just kind of slowly narrow.
And she's like, look, they got something in there that I need the day he said I
Sybil's
get-
trying to raise her finger before Navori keeps going because Kess is right there.
Cass
And
is
she's got
listening
Mom here.
Yeah.
intently. Cass is now listening.
I mean, it's
Sybil's
she
lips
wasn't gonna
thin.
she wasn't
she
gonna
looks-
say anything else, but
Well, what are you looking for in there, little miss?
a book.
A book. What kind of
Yeah,
book?
in the library. You know?
Hmm. Yeah, you're right. It's a library.
Typically fathers.
Yeah, isn't it?
You're right, it's library.
Yeah, Navori's just like, why is this fucking weird? Like, why do I have to pretend like I'm not looking for a book in a library?
Sybil had her suspiciously curious.
Yeah,
I
that's
gotta poke it.
she kind of looks at, like, Navari sort of looks at Sybil, and it's sort of a look you can't quite discern because her eyes are just blank, but it's sort of a look like, this should be a very just, like, you know, like, this should be very not suspicious. Instead, they're doing the don't be suspicious song right now.
Sybil gives Navori a look that says, like, I've probably lied more than you can fucking fathom.
Navari doesn't. Her look has not changed, but you know, yeah. She's just like, yeah, I'm looking for a book in a library. Got to go back eventually.
All right.
Not that
Bored.
exciting. Yeah.
No.
She totally trying to not make it exciting.
What sort of book? French.
I haven't found it yet, but it's about divine stuff.
That's kind of vague.
I know, isn't it?
Because you don't know or you don't want us? I mean, we've only known each other for a day, but all sorts of curious people.
I mean, you're not wrong there. Why, you're interested in the divine books?
Mm. Completely non-committal noise.
Yeah, so Navori's just like, what does that mean?
I like all kinds of stories, so I'm here for it. And she
Yeah,
looks
I know.
around the table.
Clive is like more or less stopped paying attention to the conversation. He's trying to teach Boone to play dead.
Mario's just taking that show in.
Cass, like, gets up. And she's like, Chris had mentioned more jobs, and we still owe a debt.
Right, all right.
This is true.
We'll learn about that book later, and she's gonna get as well.
Okay.
And Navori kind of like mouths behind Silver's back, or it's none of your business.
She's so nasty.
Okay. Kess,
Well,
you...
first though, Sybil, Dancer and Kess are like away, right?
Sure. They've moved on.
Yeah, Sybil leans over to Navori and she kind of lowers her voice and she's like, "You see, this is the problem. When you tell someone something that you think is insignificant, they're always gonna fucking ask questions because people fucking love asking questions." And that's all she says before she leans back and she points at Navori and she's like, "And that's why I ain't told you shit about anything going on here."
That.
That's her perception roll to hear what
Jesus.
Sybil was saying.
Oh
Why do I have to roll for that?
Stealth.
Natural 20.
Yeah,
Like mad.
a natural 20 on stealth.
Oh my god, what's my dexterity? I mean, I'm gonna try, but shit, I was close.
Alright, Kess. I mean, you didn't hear that 1 for 1, but you heard enough.
Yeah, okay. Kess makes a mental note to ask some questions later. Because she's a mom.
Mom
Oh,
hearing,
no.
activate. I feel like that only happened because you said mom hearing before. Like, okay, so Kess and Dancer, you guys head on up to the desk first, and you see Ardania catch your eye and hold up her finger, and she goes over and talks to a few individuals before sauntering over to you guys. And more jobs
Yes.
for the lot of you, then.
Ah. Kess hesitates, like, She looks over at the table.
Well, Clive hasn't found any more leads on this vampire yet, so he just shrugged. Yeah, why not? I could use a bit more pocket change.
I am ostensibly your sponsor and will remain that way.
Clive gives her an almost like apologetic look.
I am here
so
for more
sorry.
money.
I'm so
yes.
sorry for you.
Right then, job for all of you. Let's see, more. I'll be right back. And she turns to look at the board, and you hear her, bleh, 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 bleh. You hear her muttering, "Clearing out another basement. No. Escort. No, they're not good enough for that yet. Here we go." And she pulls down a plate and brings it over and slaps it down. And how do you feel about a bit of investigating?
Depends on what the investigation is.
Well, we have a noble by the name of Jurgen Khan, who had
Immediately, Navori's face kind of scrunches
he
up.
had an artifact
Sybil
stolen.
looks worried immediately at
He
the
had-
mention of
He
the
had
ability.
he had an artifact stolen from him, and he's looking for adventurers to help him retrieve it. It's paying quite well. It's about 750 gold total, with the potential for more depending on evaluation. And that's evaluation by us, not by him. He'll give feedback, and we decide from there.
I will take it.
Wonderful. Shall I mark you all as taking it then?
I'll come with.
Sure, sign me up.
Wonderful. She scrawls something down and then looks up and, you should think about becoming a registered group. It'll make my life easier. As she's writing all of your names out.
I would not want all of us to feel pressured into being labeled together.
Oh, yes, no, it's too late now. I've already written all the names down.
We'll come to you when we think of a sufficient group name.
Wonderful. Now, here you go. And she...
The cat wants to be part of it.
Ascot.
Gotta.
She puts the plate down, and it's a little bit larger, and on it is actual words written, and it Actually, who here speak or can read? Believe it or not, I have to have a fucking list of the languages in 5th edition.
I believe it.
Who can read Elvish?
Oh, fuck no.
Nope.
Nah.
That's a
Holy
surprise.
shit, a group that
Yeah.
can't read Elvish.
Wow.
What the hell?
None of you know what it says, but it certainly looks important.
That might be a first for
Yeah.
me.
Navari squinting at it, she's like, look, I know I can read, but I can't read that. What is it?
Oh, it's a writ of passage. You see, the guard captain over in the Judah district is Elvish and requires that we write all writs in Elvish because it's not a commonly spoken tongue in Sigil, so they know it usually comes from us. It's a secret little point of security, if you will.
So Navari, when this was being explained, like it wasn't to her, but it was just sort of in general, had this expression of like vague disgust. Like she stepped in something barefoot that she really didn't want to step in. But also of understanding, like yeah, okay, I know what this is about.
I wouldn't want me showing up either. Okay, and any more questions?
Where do we start?
You need to go to Judah first and foremost, and then she gives you directions to the estate within the Judah district.
And
Um,
are they gonna tell us anything more about the thing we're supposed to find?
Oh,
Like,
yes. They'll give you the details there. I'm afraid they didn't provide any for us other than the expected difficulty of this.
You having an issue with your cat over there?
It's fine.
I have a semi-out of character question.
Yes.
Would Sybil have recognized the name?
No.
Okay.
Anyway, I suggest taking this up in the morning because it is about a 2.5, 3 hour jaunt across the city to get there. Unless you're paying for the teleports, of course, but well, and it is almost night, and they can be a bit picky over there.
yeah, they don't want us to interrupt their beauty sleep or nothing.
No,
I
they don't.
mean, it might be a little shady to be having strangers, bless you,
Because somebody,
having strangers just show up at night.
That is correct, yes.
Well, I guess they're doing it later.
In the morning.
good, I could use some beauty sleep myself.
Okay. She hands over the plate and just make sure you're all gathered before you head over. And have a good rest of your night.
Thank you,
You too, Nurse.
And she nods and scuttles off to go take care of some other people.
Cass is gonna go to fuck. I don't remember the name of the tavern, but the tavern that they hold money to.
The Wicked Wand.
There we go. Thank you. Yes,
Okay.
the Wicked One.
Okay.
And yeah, that's where she's going.
Is anyone going to accompany Cass to the Wicked Wand?
Where are you headed, pal?
Fuck.
Cass just like stops. She's like, to make a deposit on our debt, as it seems we will not be able to make the 3-day deadline.
I mean, how much more do you need?
Wait, how many days have it been? Navari says quickly to Sybil.
Navori says that, and Sybil's eyes squint, and she looks at Cass, and she's like, wait, Tavern, do you have money too?
The Wicked Wand. Why?
We saw
I
you there,
know.
didn't we?
I know the guy who, like, is part of the establishment. I mean, I can't get your debt removed, but maybe I can put in a word and have him not send you to jail for not paying the debt in 3 days.
I guess it's like she's looking at it and she's weighing her options. You can't tell what kind of expression is going on at the top of her face, but her mouth is like pressed in a line, like she doesn't want to be indebted to people.
Yeah, Navori's like, how many days did we have again? Wasn't it like 3, 2?
No, they never told us the amount of days. I think they just.
did.
I thought they did though. I
Yeah.
didn't write it. I don't remember.
Well, I'll come with Cass and take a look at how Jean is doing and see how it is.
Of course.
Body system and all that.
She looks at Sybil and she's like, "You may come if you wish."
A smile slowly forms on Sybil's lips.
Cass is gonna start walking before that smile gets anywhere else.
I see it getting like halfway before Cass is just like, I'm gone.
Nope.
Oh, no.
That smile cannot complete.
Sybil gets up to follow.
Okay. Clive, are you gonna go? Clive and Maria, you guys gonna go with?
Nah, Clive will sit this one out. He's gonna go find a park. Somewhere
Okay.
nature-y, go like take Boone for a walk and
Okay.
not feel so like closed in the
Yeah.
city.
There is the park in Car, somewhat close to the Wicked Wand, so that's where you head. The park where you and Maria met, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Clive was taking a nap in a tree.
Yeah. Maria, who are you going with? Or where are you going?
She was going to disassociate at the wall, but she thinks she ought to follow this group instead.
Okay.
She feels responsible now that she's the sponsor, and she doesn't even know what that means.
I love
You
it.
figure out the job as she goes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So, you guys all kind of... I'm going to say you all head that way together, and then Clive, you split off with like a little wave and head off into the park by yourself.
So we abandoned our girl?
Gonna go
What?
like what?
Navori, we abandoned our girl!
Oh, I thought Navori was going with too.
I was figuring that out. But,
Oh, okay. Yeah, sorry.
I mean, she probably would, to be honest. She's
They just look
curious.
behind her and Navori's just there.
Yeah.
She just came with them.
She's trying to sneak, or she's going, I don't know, a different way, trying to end up there first. It's fine.
Okay. Make a stealth check actually.
Oh shit.
Okay,
Hey!
So you guys wind up at the Wicked Wand. Navori's already there at the front door.
Cass doesn't. If she blinks, you can't tell.
She's leaning against it, like one of the, she's leaning against the wall, sort of. Her tail swishing back and forth. She does a finger wave with a toothy grin.
Stabs her toothy grins back with like Toby and waggle wave and just. Oh, you should have told us your rap you were coming.
Sybil walks over and just kind of shoves her by the forehead. Playfully, but she does it.
Navori,
You
lightly.
could have just come with.
She lightly, like, oh god, what's the word? Totally lost it. She lightly taps Sybil back with her tail. And it's like, I could have, but that wouldn't have been as much fun, now would it? Bet you didn't
Sybil's,
even see me.
Sybil just shakes her head and she's like, yeah, I mean, no, but if I say it was cool, then I'm encouraging it. Anyway, she goes towards the bar to find Johan.
It was cool, though.
Wait, where does she go?
The bar? She's gonna go find Johan, or
You
whatever
mean
his name is.
Joan?
Joan. That's why I spelled it Johan.
No, it's Joen.
Joen.
Yeah, Joan. Yeah, he is behind the bar working as he usually is, but he looks up, you, Sybil, when you head in, kind of like by, like, shit, what's the word? Habit. And you see a smile form on his face, and, Oi, Sybil! Didn't think I'd see you in here tonight.
Yeah, well, I've got a bit of, and she looks behind her, and she looks at Cass, and she looks to Johan, and she thumbs over.
Oh.
Cass is walking up, hovering directly behind Sybil.
Hi.
A
He
bit of,
backs up a little bit, and, hi, yeah, I know her. Hello. Can I... Do you want a drink?
No.
Oh.
I have a bit of a favor to cash in. You see, she said that she's only got about 3 days to pay off her debt.
Oh, yeah. About that, how much did I say I needed from you, Paladin?
120.
Right, I mean, like, he directly asked that to Cass.
Oh, okay, sorry.
Yeah, no,
Cass is
he...
like 120 gold.
Oh, we can do 60. I've had a bit of a think, and I wasn't really fair to you and your friend, and he looks over at you, Dancer, and kind of gives, like, an apologetic smile, and really, 60 will be fine.
Ah. She puts down 70.
Ow.
Jesus
Oh
Christ.
god, are you okay?
Yeah, no, I just put my hand down on my dice box, and it was
Oh,
on
no.
it was on the edge of my table.
Oh no.
Damn.
That
Yeah.
sounded like way more intense.
No,
Yeah.
no, it just, yeah, my little dice,
Like that sounded like you
Yeah.
fell out of your chair or something.
no,
Yeah.
I'm not even sitting.
And down a flight of stairs.
Yeah, no,
I
okay.
heard it twice.
Yeah. Okay, I'll pick all that up later.
Oh, no.
Anyway, yeah, no, he looks at you and, right, 70 it is then. How about that?
And I will pay the rest
But
later.
that's not Sybil, she
She,
said
like-
you said she's your friend.
Yeah.
Since when did you have honest friends?
Nabori opens her
Sybil-
mouth and closes it, and it's like,
Lashes are aflutter, and she's like, I am very, very honest and loyal, she says as she leans further and further forward. And I am a great customer at this establishment.
I mean, you've brought me plenty of money by pissing. You know what? You are plenty honest in how dishonest you are.
Nabori mouths, wow.
If you are trying to remain subtle, it's failing. And Cass turns around, nods back to Jowan and walks out.
Sybil looks at Joanne.
He looks back. I'm not afraid of you.
Just give me a minute. I need to look at my spell list.
Oh no!
We will stop her for this indignation.
They're gonna just keep. The debt's gonna get bigger and bigger. They're never gonna pay it off.
They're gonna have to buy the establishment.
Yeah.
Is there anyone else in the bar
Yes.
aside from us?
Yes.
Shit. Sybil
It's-
just.
The bar is open.
Looks at Joan and she's like, "Yeah, you may not be afraid of me right now, but maybe one day you'll have reason to be." And she walks out.
He just he does that, like, that Avatar look. You know, the one where he's like, ugh? He's just, like, disgusted and confused at the same time. Like, what? Okay. Bye, Sybil.
Cass is like waiting outside the door. And she looks down at Sybil.
Sybil changes the sign of the Wicked One to just be a huge, erect penis using prestidigitation.
I love it.
It shifts. It's not a sudden change either. It goes from being like a jagged wand with a lightning bolt coming out of it to just a jizzing penis.
Oh my god.
It's veiny and stuff. Like, it's graphic.
Yeah, it's like, it looks like a wood carving. Like,
Oh my God.
it's realistic.
The
There's like little stringy pubes carved into it somehow.
Oh my God.
Oh.
Wow.
Sybil went the whole 8 inches.
Oh my god! Did Sybil actually look up at it, or did she just
No.
that walk away, wavering?
Don't look at the explosion.
Yeah.
Sybil.
God.
Actually, no, that's not true. Sybil is looking up at it with like her hands on her hips, just brows furrowed.
Navari looks at Sybil, then looks where she's looking, and is like, ew.
Yeah, that Wicked One's fucking stupid ass penis illusion name.
Okay. Sorry, go
You
ahead.
realize- No, it's fine. That you don't have to justify your existence to me, yes?
I'm not trying to justify anything. I just don't like being slandered.
Perhaps if you embraced your truth more often, you would not be.
Why are you taking the word of some random bartender who put you in debt over me?
She shifts her gaze to like Navori, and then back to Sybil.
Hey, look, her reputation's her own, right? And it's a lot better than mine. Don't judge her based on me.
Why do you assume I'm
Yeah, and
judging?
you don't even know her circumstances.
Why do you assume I am judging?
Because we can't see what your face is doing behind the mask.
You've got like
That's
6 eyes
precisely.
and we don't know where they're looking.
I like that Maria and Dancer are also there for this.
Just watching the house burn.
I mean,
I
don't
think
get me
Clive
wrong, I
went to the
think you're
park.
cool and all,
Yeah.
but
Yeah, I mean, it's really cool, but we can't.
it feels like judgment, right?
That's sort of the point.
So then you can't even argue with it.
I suppose no.
Navori folds her arms like, yeah.
Take that.
Yeah, pretty much.
Argument won.
Neither.
Squeak.
Squeak, squeak. Happy squeaks.
Completely derailed my chain of thought.
Wee, 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 wee.
Sybil just stands there and looks disgruntled, like.
Ether! What's that? Come here. No. Oh, you brat. Anyway, she like bows her head a little bit and she says, I apologize if I have insulted.
Sybil. She's like, no, you haven't insulted me. But I am insulted just by someone else.
She looks up at the sign.
Sybil looks up at the sign.
Navori glances up at the sign, but then decides not to look to be different. And
Oh
she
my
also
God.
thinks it's gross.
It certainly serves its purpose.
Yeah, I don't know how long it'll be like that. Oh well. Right, well, let's pretend this never happened. And then she walks away.
Where are we going? Are we going back?
Thank Clive.
Did Navori see him when she was sneaking?
No.
Okay, she's like,
I
where did
will
he go
probably-
anyway?
I will probably show up at the Adventurers Guild at some point.
Okay. So you guys all head back to the Adventurers Guild, kind of on your own time in some cases.
One thing, wow, I forgot my own character's name. Kessa.
Yeah, I heard that for a second.
Kessa hands the 20 gold back to Dancer,
Jesus.
since they technically don't need it anymore.
What's this for?
It's a debt that we do not know, that we do no longer need to pay.
But you told him you intend to pay more, didn't you?
That is my decision, not yours.
No.
If you intend to give the gold, you may do so yourself, but I will not be beholden to your task.
Damn.
You've gone like full Russian, by the way.
I know, it's killing me. I'm
got-
sorry.
You got 2 Russian badasses in the group. I'm okay with it.
It's awful. Stupid French.
Contagious.
I know. I'm more used to hearing that than I am French. It's
Let's
stupid
just-
because I'm from Quebec.
Let's just swap accents and see how it goes.
Yeah.
Fair. Alright, well. Tomorrow will be the last one then. And we'll be on our separate ways.
That is also your decision. She keeps walking.
Sybil leans down to Navori and she's like, God, she's so fucking cool.
Right? I hate it.
God. Hang on. You may not have heard that.
What do we have to roll?
Stealth.
Hey!
Wait, where's my okay.
She doesn't hear Nagori's response.
Yeah, you hear Sybil say she's so fucking cool, but you don't hear anything from Navori. So, you guys are all back in the Adventurers Guild. You all head up for the good old sleeperoo.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All
As
right.
close as she can get.
Okay. Morning comes, and do you guys do anything special before setting off?
Navari just she holds her holy symbol and all she says is like, I hope you're having a good time watching this mess. That's about it.
Sybil looks at Namvori and she's like, so, you know how I got really dirty
Yes,
today?
I noticed.
Yeah, can you do that, but in reverse?
I'm sorry, my dog is bothering me. If you can hear that.
Yeah.
Okay.
What, you want me to look pretty again?
Well, you already look pretty. What I mean is something that won't arouse suspicion when we go poking around Noble's home.
Yeah, Navari, like, when Sybil says she already looks pretty, Navari put her hand over her chest and grinned, like, oh, I look pretty. She's like, yeah, no, right, I know what you mean, them fucking noble bastards.
Yeah, I mean,
Right.
we don't know what we're gonna find, so it's probably for the best that no one, like, looks at us much. I don't really trust rich people. Says Sybil, who looks rich.
Yes, they're, yeah, bad news. Alright, yeah, I could do that.
Well, don't do it right away. I don't know how long these spells last, but, you know, just food for thought.
Yeah, won't be the same as last time, but because you know that one's already gotten in trouble. Make a different one to get in more trouble. Yeah, I can do it.
Alright, well, let's go find the others.
Alright, so everyone has the benefits of a long rest.
Yeah.
Hooray.
So, you guys all head downstairs. Again, do you do anything special before setting off?
Clive was probably already up because he had to take Boone out. You know, do dog thing.
Yeah.
But no, he's just gonna do his usual morning ritual of feed himself and his dog.
Okay. Well, with that...
Lori also eats. She cannot get over the fact that there's food all the time. She's like, this is the most I've eaten in not ever.
If anyone doesn't eat, Clive's probably like, you know, you should probably eat some. It's good for you.
Oh, he's got that southern thing going.
It does remind Maria to eat, though, so purpose served.
Yeah. Okay. Ardania's already downstairs, and she looks you guys over and actually heads out from behind the desk to walk over to you guys. And for the first time, you see that she is like 60% fish, and like the bottom half of her is just kind of like, it's finny. She's just kind of wearing like a dress, but the bottom half of her is also very fishy, but not like, you know.
I mean, she has legs, right?
Yeah, she has
like a-
legs.
Like a mermaid.
Yeah, they're like finned legs though, with webbed feet that she's not wearing shoes over. And she walks over and just kind of leans up against the edge of the table and, you guys walking, or are you taking the teleporters?
Wait, we gotta pay for those though, right?
What he says, teleport?
Yeah, across the districts. It's about a gold each, but it saves you a few hours.
Navari
How
makes
far
a
away is the district from here again?
Oh, probably about two and a half, maybe 3 hours
Yeah,
by
that's
foot.
a bit of a walk.
Yeah.
I could probably get us there a bit faster, but maybe not as fast as a teleporter.
Teleport is only about 15 minutes total.
Well,
Guess gonna walk.
Okay.
Because she gave all her gold to Dancer and her debt.
Clive will walk with Kess. Because
wait, are they?
not that Cass is gonna explain her reasoning, but
All right. So Cass.
Clive's gonna walk too, though, because he he doesn't want Cass to go by herself, and B, the idea of being teleported unnerves him, so he's not going to do it.
Yeah.
Same with Maria.
Yeah,
Does
that's
not like a teleport.
I guess we're walking then. You know what? I have a better way for us. Yeah. And if they're walking, Navori has her urchin thing to get them there like twice as fast as they normally would.
for what?
It's like for the urchin background.
Mm-hmm.
Where is it? Where is the thing? Crap, I didn't write it down. Basically they have something that lets you like go through a city twice as fast if they're leading the way.
Okay, make a survival check then.
Boy. Watch it be a 1.
I believe in you.
Hey!
Okay, Navori insists that she takes the lead, and I'm assuming no one questions this, or just lets her take the lead?
Oh, yeah.
Sure.
Well, I was like, she lives here, so...
Yeah.
Okay. Well, then, in this case, Navori takes you guys through a bunch of strange alleyways. More than once, it looks like the kind of area where you're going to get stabbed. And you actually see people come out of the shadows once or twice, but then gets a look at both the size of the group and Maria and Kess. And you're like, no. And then one of them, like, is sneaking up on you, Dancer, but you look over your shoulder at the last second and they see you. And you just see wide eyes, and they back up and run.
He gets a chuckle out of it.
I imagine Boone has probably, like, barked at many people
Yeah.
popping out of the shadow.
But you guys
Sybil
also...
blows some of these people kisses.
You guys do go through normal streets on
Call
more
me
than one
later.
occasion, too. Yeah. And so, the Judah district, it becomes evident that you're growing closer when the sky above you begins to lighten, actually. It goes from that deep midnight purple that denotes most of the Sigillian sky to a soft orange like a sunrise. The closer you get, the more noticeable it draws, or it gets. And eventually, these towering, smooth stone buildings come into view, and you see behind them daylight. And you see around this district a large, smooth, white stone wall. It goes fairly high up, and the closer you guys get, the bigger it becomes, evidently. It's not much longer before you're standing in pure daylight. A feeling some of you have either never really known, or haven't known in quite some time. It is the warmth of the sun. There is an artificial sun in the sky, but you still see the twinkling of stars that lets you know that this is not an illusion, but it's also not natural sunlight. You continue walking, Navori. You lead them to the giant wall, and you realize that this is the extent of where you can go, as far as you know.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Thank you. And you know that just from being around here, there are only 2 entrances and exits to this area, and they are large gates. And they are typically staffed by guards of some sort. You've never been close enough to really tell what sort of guard. Simply, you know that it's guarded.
Okay. Yeah. She basically points this out. It's like, this, as far as I've gone really, but basically every point through here, the gates, whatnot, they're guarded somehow. I don't know about the guards. I don't know what they want. Never really wanted to get in there.
Well, we have that writ. We could give one.
Yeah.
Step inside and,
One thing while they're hovering outside the gates, Kess kind of bows her head and like puts a hand on her chest, and she's gonna use divine sense. Just
Okay.
to give her an idea. So up to 60 feet. She knows if there's any celestials, fiends, or undead.
Okay. You guys
But I'm
are.
behind total cover, so that might be like.
Well, yeah, you guys are up against the wall, like pretty much able to touch it. You you feel like this is sanctified ground.
Okay.
Um,
Like sanctified, like with the hollow spell.
no. Like it
Okay.
is just holy ground of some sort.
Oh, that's weird.
However, make a history check. Dancer, you do this too.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Oh
Nope.
no.
Okay, Dancer. You do know that the Judah district is the home of the temples of the gods. Each of the gods does have a temple in this district, and you've actually come in here once or twice escorted by what's his name?
I think it's Brother Jean? Or Jean,
Yes,
her friend?
Brother Jean of. Wow, where the hell is my notes for that?
Let's see.
Here it is. Brother Jean of. Wow, I'm literally just skipping over it.
Oh no.
An acolyte of Isaias. He's kind of had to smuggle you in like laundry. Like, kind of putting you inside of carts, hiding you away. But yeah, you know that this is technically holy ground because there are temples scattered throughout this district.
Alright.
So you guys walk around the perimeter until you come to one of these gates. And it is basically just a big gap in the wall. There's no gate over it. No, like, metal grating or anything, nor stone grating. But within this gap, there is what looks like a gatehouse off to the left side of it. And the smooth, kind of pale, sandstone-looking road leads into this, or it sort of starts at one point in Sigil and just continues straight down into this district. And standing all along the road near this entrance are individuals in. They are clad in gleaming plate with large spears that glow at the tip. And they kind of line the streets, clearly keeping certain things out. This district was actually rebuilt after the demon invasion that tore it apart, which is why it's fairly guarded these days. It used to not be quite this guarded. So yeah, you guys see this and see a number of people trying to get into the district. Some of them are talking to these guards with a massive plate on. There are some carts trying to get in, and some of the better dressed individuals are not having an issue. They raise something to the guards and are let to pass. Excuse me for 1 second. My voice is gone.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Okay, there we go. Drank some water to see if I can hold out a little bit longer. Yeah, you continue to see people slowly being let in. There are clearly workers that need to wait for what seems like somebody from the inside coming to let them in. Yeah, so what do you guys do?
Okay. So immediately when Navari sees the guards, like I imagine that she walks forward and then she turns around and walks back and like goes and to like behind something or other and is gonna use disguise self.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, you cast the spell. No one seems to notice or pay you any mind that is passing you on the street.
Yeah, yet again, she's still a tiefling, but this time she's like, her skin's sort of purplish, and she's got like these weird little gold specks that are probably like some sort of makeup on her, a lot of gold jewelry. Her horns are now like long and slim, kind of like antelope horns. She's a bit taller. Yet again, she's got these giant wings that fold in front of her, kind of like a cloak that drape down behind her. And she looks pretty regal.
Okay. You guys proceed forward until you reach the portion of the avenue, let's call it, that is guarded. And in front of you, probably about 60 to 70 feet, are guards standing almost in a row, blocking the entrance, while there are 6 lining the streets on either side of you. And one of them steps forward, his spear held to the side, not pointed at you, but very clearly dangerous. And with a like bronze golden complexion, he looks over your group and, "May I ask who you are and what your business here is?"
Adventurers Guild.
"Ah, have you a writ in that case?"
I don't know who has the writ, but she gestures at whoever has the writ.
I thought Cass has.
I thought,
Yeah.
No, does Cass have the writ?
I thought-
Yeah, I missed
Yeah.
that part.
I'm like 90% sure that you were given the writ.
All right,
Yep.
she pulls out the writ.
Okay. He nods and make a religion check, Kess.
First question, do I have that skill? Oh, I do.
Oh no.
Not well enough.
Okay, never mind. You look at the guy and nod, and he nods back. And you guys continue on in. When you pass through the towering wall, it's kind of rounded, the whole thing. It's meant to not be jarring. The rest of the district, however, is made up of your typical angles and just architecture that you would typically see in a wealthier traditional city. Using the directions you were given, you wander down some of the streets, not quite marveling, trying not to attract much attention, but also just walking, really. You pass by various shops. Some of them look like they're boutiques. None of them look practical, really. They look like the sort of shops that wealthy people shop at. You pass by some locations with open doors, and the smell of rich foods wafts over you. Grilling meats, sweet pastries. The biggest
William's
thing...
stomach audibly growls.
The biggest thing is that you all stand out very starkly against the women in tightly cut gowns and high wrapped hair, and men in these well-tailored, if not very old-fashioned looking suits. And they all kind of stop to look at you guys, but no one says anything, and no one really gives you too long of a look, as they seem to catch something about your persons and accept the fact that you are here.
Sybil looks at them back, specifically the men, but like she's got that kind of look on her face, like, oh, I look way better than like.
Yeah, I actually think it's important to note Sybil does look better than them. She looks more well put together, more. She looks better dressed, but it's partially because the cut of the men's fashion here is retro's the best word I can think to use of it.
She's like Chadwick at the Met Gala, like.
Yeah, like, yeah, she's like Chadwick at the Met Gala, and this is like men in suits in early Victorian era, where, yeah, it depends on your taste, but Chadwick objectively looked cooler.
I'm rolling a general intimidation check for
Okay,
Cass.
go for it. Yeah,
Oh my God.
every so often, one of the men, particularly the ones that are like, they have canes and are leaning on them and like sauntering forwards, they have scowls on their faces and they look relatively young, but Kess, you just kind of turn your head a little bit, and they see that and just turn around and walk the other direction, still sauntering.
But sauntering quicker.
Yeah.
Quicker,
You catch mutterings from a few. You see some of the men are being jibed by their friends, the ones that walk away from you. But you continue down the paths, turning away from this main street onto a side street where there are a number of gated mansions. It's at this point that this district is growing infuriatingly wealthy.
Yeah, fucking Navori hates it. She's like side-eyeing everything, and I mean, it might fit her deception to look like moderately annoyed and sort of haughty, but she just hates it, man.
Boone hates it too.
Like,
Yeah.
how dare this place exist?
I just like looks very out of place.
Maria too.
Yeah, no, none of you look like you belong.
Clive looks like he just came crawling out of a bush. So.
And everything here is very pale. Nothing seems to have dark, earthy colors. Everything tries to be like a lighter red. Clay color is kind of the only dark color that you see. And even that's like it's a more utilitarian color. Everything else is like it's like a sandy white or like a pale yellow. There's some pinks worked in. And none of the buildings look like they're made out of bricks that have been laid out. They look like they were just buildings kind of blasted into the side of rock. But the insides, from what little you can glance and grasp, are nice. They're like wooden. They're furnished. It's just everything here's looks like it's made to look natural, and thus it looks unnatural. You head down this avenue where there are these mansions with gates in front of them. Every so often you pass down these, or you pass some of these mansions where you can hear the sounds of well-mannered parties reaching down to the streets. And you guys can make perception checks if you care. If not, that's fine.
Navori cares to see if any of them are getting, like, fucked up.
Maria cares.
Sybil's probably trying to make sure there's no, like, women she knows.
Okay.
She got a people, so.
Nice!
So,
On this stage of, like, yeah.
the most of what the people that are not Sybil and Navori here are things about, like, planar invasions, and some people are bragging about the goods that were recently brought back. Others are talking about politics, and the politics are really hard to make out. You can hear it, but you don't know what you're listening to. Like, you know the times where, like, you can hear what people are saying, but you could not repeat those words because you literally cannot parse what's being said.
It's too unfamiliar, yeah.
Yeah, it's like you are speaking the same language as I, but I have no idea what you're saying. Basically, whenever you talk to a scientist, sort of thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, you hear murmurings of all sorts of kind of. None of it sounds particularly normal nor good.
Good thing Navori is not hearing any of this.
Eventually, you come to the mansion that you know to be the mansion of Jurgen Kahn, and it has a much smaller gate. And it's a very small mansion, but it's a mansion nonetheless. It looks significantly less magnificent. It's like lower class wealthy. The big thing that differentiates this from everything else is just beyond the gate is a garden. And it has very nice flowers, various plants of all sorts. And next to the gate, there is a large bell with a string tied to the bottom of it.
Cass rings the bell.
Okay, you ring the bell, and it doesn't make any audible noise. But soon after, you hear a voice kind of slither around you, and it's... Who is it?
When it doesn't, when it's like she rings it once, and when she doesn't hear anything, she keeps ringing it.
Okay.
Oh,
Trying to figure out what's going on.
Sybil's like,
Excuse me, ma'am. I've heard you already. May I ask who it is?
She casually lets go of the bell.
Is Cass the only one that hears?
No, you all hear it.
Okay.
We are here from the Adventurers Guild.
Oh, excellent. We've been waiting you. May you present proof of your employer?
And she's like staring like at the gate. Present proof where?
If you've a badge, hold it up. I can see you.
She holds it up.
Very well. Enter at your leisure. And the gate swings open with a little creaking noise. And we're going to stop there for the week. Because my voice is gone. And also that was, that's the stopping point I had planned, so.
Yeah.
Alright. Fun times, guys.
yeah.
Alright.
Yeah.
Bye, Internet.
Bye.